Dearest gentle listeners, have you ever heard a voice so sonorous it awakens the river, heals the sick, and changes the faith of an entire village? That was the voice of Adaeze, the bold and beautiful village girl with a gift that the villagers mocked until the unexpected happened. Have you ever seen a village so quiet even the lizards tiptoe? That was Umueleke. The birds had stopped singing, the goats had stopped bleating, and even Mama Ifoma's mouth, oh yes, the one that always had something to say, was sealed shut. Why? The river had dried up. No rain for 3 planting seasons. People were now chewing gari without water, and the sun was behaving like he had personal beef with the village. Children no longer played, the women no longer sang at the stream, and the men just sat and sighed like generators with low fuel. Something had to give. Under the sacred Iroko tree, the elders gathered. You see, when old men begin to whisper instead of shout, something is wrong. Chief Okorie, with his voice that normally thundered like Ogun during a wrestling match, spoke quietly. The gods are angry. The others nodded. They didn't need to be told twice. They blamed the dancing girls, blamed the palm wine that had become too sweet, even blamed TikTok, even though none of them knew what it was. The truth? Nobody had answers, but the air carried a strange hope, soft and distant, like a forgotten lullaby. Dearest gentle listeners, Adaeze sat by the cracked riverbed, humming a tune her grandmother taught her. Her voice, my dearest gentle listener, wasn't ordinary. If velvet had a sound, it would be her voice. As she sang, the wind paused to listen. Even the sun shifted a little, as if to say, wait first. Who they sing like this? Unknowingly, Adaeze was calling out to something greater. Her voice was not just music. It was healing, power, spirit, and trouble. Yes, serious wahala was waiting. Old Mama Njideka was the first to hear it. Her arthritis stopped paining her for a whole minute. Who is that singing? Is it an angel? Or is it my late husband coming back? Children gathered around Adaeze. Even the stubborn goats that never listened before sat like obedient students. But not everyone was happy. Is it not Adaeze? That one with no father and eats too much? Someone hissed. You know how people in the village like to talk. Jealousy is free of charge, after all. Dearest gentle listeners, Adaeze's mother, Mama Ugo, pulled her aside. My daughter, this your voice. Use it with sense. The last time someone brought attention to themselves in this village, we buried their sleepers. Their body we never found. Adaeze chuckled. Mama, I just want to sing. Sing inside your room, my dear. Her mother replied, looking around as if the trees had ears. And maybe they did, because in Umueleke, anything was possible. Little did they know, Adaeze's voice was about to change everything. And not just in Umueleke, but across kingdoms. The village Dibia, Ikim, arrived half drunk on palm wine, his beard filled with kola nuts. He danced in circles, threw cowries, and muttered in tongues. Finally, he gasped. The voice of a maiden must awaken the river god, but she must pass through the mouth of darkness first. Everyone blinked. Mouth of what? Mama Njideka asked. Darkness, Dibia Ekim repeated. Then he belched and fainted. Dearest gentle listeners, that same night, a meeting was called under the moonlight, as if on cue. All heads slowly turned towards Adaeze. She blinked. Me? Mouth of darkness. I can't even pass through the doors with ease. But it was too late. The village believed she was the chosen one. After all, had the sun not paused for her voice, had Mama Njideka not danced after 5 years of back pain and arthritis. Even Pastor Ebuka nodded. This one is spiritual, I won't lie. Dibia Ekim woke up just long enough to draw a map with his big toe in the sand. It looked like fried yam, but he said it was the way to the mouth of darkness. You will go alone, he said. Alone? Adaeze asked. Yes, and take this gourd. When you reach the mouth, you must sing. If the goddess is pleased, water will return. If not, your voice will be stolen forever. Ha! Why not send one of those TikTok prophets shouting tap 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 all over the village instead? Adaeze's mother wept and packed her bag. The bag contained 2 wraps of fufu, smoked fish, ogbono soup, and the sacred gourd. She must not fail, the others warned. If she does, we exile both mother and daughter. Just like that, the girl with a voice that moved goats was now the village's last hope. As she walked past the village border, thunder rumbled. She turned back. Her mother waved and shouted, Remember your breathing and don't sing off key. With trembling feet and a trembling heart, Adaeze stepped into the forbidden forest. The trees whispered, the wind mocked her steps, but her voice remained calm. Let the gods hear me, she whispered, and walked deeper. Adaeze walked for hours. Birds flew backwards. Trees whispered like nosy aunties. Then she heard laughter. Who goes there? The tree asked. Adaeze froze. It's me. I'm looking for the mouth of darkness. The tree chuckled. Why not look for mouth of fufu and draw soup instead? That one is sweeter. Suddenly, all the trees burst into laughter. One even dropped a branch from laughing too hard. Adaeze hissed. I didn't leave my mother's house for this nonsense. But she remembered Dibia Ekim's warning. Even the foolish spirits might hold wisdom. So she bowed and sang. I seek no war. I bring no harm. I only want to heal the land with voice and charm. The forest fell silent. The trees parted and showed her a narrow path. The new path was weird. Every sound echoed. Even her footsteps shouted like gossip. She tried humming, but the echoes repeated louder and off-key. When she farted, the echo shouted, Who did that? Adaeze covered her face. Even spirits know they mind their business again. Suddenly, a shadow emerged, tall, silent, cloaked in feathers. You dare disturb the echo path? It asked. Adaeze knelt. Please, I'm here to awaken the river. The shadow leaned in. Then speak only truth from here on. If you lie, your voice will betray you. As she walked, small spirits followed her like mosquitoes with attitude. They asked her questions. Have you ever stolen meat from the pot? Do you really think you will succeed? Did you fast just now? Each time she told the truth, they nodded and clapped. But when she lied about the fast, her voice squeaked like a broken flute. The spirits cackled. Be warned, they said. Lies sour the voice. She arrived at a wide, dry riverbed, glowing blue under the moon. Beside it stood an old woman with wide eyes. Sing me a memory, the woman said. Adaeze frowned. Which memory? Your most painful one. Adaeze thought of her father, how he left her and never returned, how the village mocked her mother, how she sang alone at night to stay strong. She opened her mouth and sang. Her voice cracked with emotion. Even the moon dimmed. The old woman smiled. You may pass. She came upon two doors, one golden and sparkling, one dull, made of mud and sticks. A voice said, choose where your heart truly belongs. She reached for the golden door, but then she heard her mother's faint voice, singing a lullaby from the muddy door. So she chose the mud. As it opened, flowers bloomed along the frame. Sometimes glory wears plain clothes. Inside the mud gates, a funny figure sat eating puff-puff. You made it this far? Not bad, he said. Do you want to rest? Adaeze eyed him. Who are you? Call me Bobo, the confuser. I'm here to distract you from your mission. He offered her food, music, soft slippers, even a snap of the finger back home. But Adaeze remembered the faces of her thirsty people. Bobo, she said, carry your food and go. And just like that, he vanished with a small ow. She entered a valley filled with people, hundreds, just staring. A sign read, win their trust with your voice. She sang her grandmother's song, nothing. She danced, nothing. She farted again. Someone giggled. Then she laughed at herself and began telling stories, funny ones. One by one, they laughed, then clapped, then cried. A path opened through the crowd. The lesson? Sometimes humor is the bridge truth needs. Dearest gentle listeners, as she continued her journey, ahead lay a glowing pool. Not pool of water, pool of flame. A voice echoed, enter the fire to test your courage. Enter what? Adaeze asked. Do I look like Suya? But she took a deep breath, stepped in, and the flames turned to mist. Only the brave see truth where others see fear. Finally, she reached a cave. Inside was a woman, tall, glowing with eyes like waterfalls. You called me with your voice, she said. Adaeze fell to her knees. Please, the village suffers. Let the river flow again. The spirit circled her. You carry pain, joy, laughter, and truth in your voice. That is rare. But before I answer, one final test. No tricks, the spirit said. Just sing. Not for them, not for me, but for you. Adaeze closed her eyes. She sang of loneliness, of joy, of missing her father, of laughing with her mother, of the wind, the trees, the fears and hope, and of the riverbank. Tears flowed from the spirit's eyes. The cave trembled, and deep beneath the earth, water stirred. The voice of one girl had reached the soul of the goddess. The ground shook. Water bubbled from the cave. Adaeze stepped back, eyes wide. Within seconds, the dry cave flooded with fresh water, clear, cold, and alive. Outside, the riverbed in her village gushed like he had been holding its breath. The drought ended. Fish jumped. Goats bleated in relief. Even the stubborn borehole at Chief Okore's house suddenly began to overflow. Mama Njideka screamed, "Water, oh, my tomato garden leaves." The river spirit handed Adaeze a pendant made from river coral. "Your voice has power," she said, "but power comes with a price." Adaeze nodded. "I'm ready to pay the price." "One more thing," the spirit said, raising her brow. "Don't let fame turn you into an influencer who forgets their village roots." Adaeze chuckled. "Thank you, water spirit. I will keep that in mind." As she journeyed back, the trees that mocked her earlier now clapped and whistled. "Fine girl don't conquer, oh." One tree even sang back up while Adaeze hummed. Even Bobo, the confuser, appeared briefly to hand her a bowl of roasted groundnuts. "You pass. No vex about before," he said. Adaeze winked. "No wahala. The groundnut sweet, well. She reached the village border just as dawn broke. The elder gasped. Children ran towards her, yelling, "Auntie Adaeze, water don't come back, oh." Her mother burst through the crowd, wrapper flying, tears in her eyes. "I said it, my pikin no be anyhow girl. She is special." A great gathering was called. Chief Okore cleared his throat. Umweleke has been saved, and it was not by sword, but by voice. Everyone clapped. Pastor Ebuka added, "Let us clap for the Lord and Adaeze." Even Mama Njideka, who never liked her, muttered, "Well, she tried." Later that evening, a man in shining agbada approached her. "Hello, I'm from Golden Voice Studios. We want to sign you. Global tour, endorsement deals, everything." Adaeze paused. Her eyes shifted to her pendant, then to her muddy feet, and finally to her mother selling tomatoes by the roadside. "Maybe later," she smiled. "I've got one more song to sing at home with my people." The village threw the biggest festival in years. Palm wine flowed like river water. Roasted meat was everywhere. Even goats wore beads. Adaeze was the star, but she didn't change her wrapper. "Fine voice no mean I must form for my own people," she laughed. She sang, she danced, and when she cracked one dry joke, the entire village laughed out of respect, even when it wasn't funny. Of course, not everyone was happy. Chiamaka, the girl who always said, "Adaeze is too loud," stood at a corner. Even me, I can sing." But when she tried, her voice cracked like akara, dipped in hot oil. The spirits knew who was real. Dibia Ekem finally spoke. Her voice did not save us. Her heart did. He looked at the younger ones. You Yes, you. Your phone has voice recorder. Use it for more than gossip. He pointed to another. Your own gift might be drawing, or cooking, or farming, or wisdom. Use it well. Use it for the greater good. Then he yawned and asked for palm wine. Dearest gentle listeners, Adaeze sat alone that night by the river bank. The water whispered her name. She sang softly, not to be heard, not to be praised, but to give thanks. And somewhere deep in the hills, the river spirit smiled. From that day forward, the people of Umeleke always remembered it was not war, nor wealth, nor power that saved them. It was the heart behind a young girl's voice. 2 weeks later, the town's only radio station invited Adaeze. The host, Uncle Sam, introduced her like royalty. We are honored to have Adaeze, the songbird, river whisperer, and savior of Umeleke. Adaeze chuckled. Uncle Sam, abeg, reduce the title before NEPA take light. She sang live on air. The phone lines went crazy. One caller shouted, I just poured water on my TV by mistake. Her voice too sweet. Soon letters started arriving from other villages. One read, Please, can Adaeze come and sing to wake our stubborn yam harvest? Another read, Our men know they hear word. Maybe her voice fit help. Adaeze laughed. So I should become village voice doctor. But secretly, her heart was full. That night, as she slept, the river spirit visited her dream. You chose humility when you could have chased fame. Because of that, the river will always flow through your voice. Adaeze asked, Will I always hear you? The spirit replied, Not always, but your heart will always know the tune. Then she faded like a distant flute. Back at the market, Mama Adaeze was now a minor celebrity. Women lined up just to buy her peppers. One customer asked, Is this the pepper your daughter sang out of the river? Mama grinned. Now the one no special spirit tomatoes and pepper. She started adding 50 naira extra for river-blessed tomatoes. Chief Okori, who once mocked Adaeze's voice, called her for a village meeting. We want to build a well. This time, we'll listen to young people too. He paused, then added, And I downloaded your song. Everyone gasped. Adaeze fainted lightly for dramatic effect. Inspired by Adaeze, the children of Umueleke began writing their own songs. One boy sang about how his goat ran away. Another sang about jollof rice. And when Adaeze sang with them, the whole village danced. Even Dibia Ekim, whose waist had not moved since 1982. One fine day, Chike, the shy but handsome hunter, brought her fresh palm wine. He stammered, Adaeze, your voice woke a river. Will you wake my heart? She blinked. Chike, are you proposing or rehearsing a lyric? Everyone laughed. She didn't answer that day, but the palm wine was delicious. Umuahia began a new tradition, the Festival of Heroines. Women and girls showcased their gifts, singing, dancing, farming, storytelling. And every year, the festival opened with Adaeze's river song. Even Chiamaka, her old critic, sang at the next one. Adaeze clapped. Growth sweet, abeg. Years later, Adaeze returned to the river alone. The water still shimmered with power. She hummed softly. A fish jumped. A frog danced. And a whisper rose from the ripples. You still sing. She laughed. Always. In the years that followed, many stories were told. of kings and queens, of battles and riches. But one story was always told at dusk. There once was a girl with a voice so true that even the river listened. And the children always asked, "Did she marry Chike?" To which the elders smiled and replied, "That one, na story for another day." Dearest gentle listener, if you enjoy this story, please subscribe to the channel Tales by Amma, comments, like, and share this wonderful story. See you on the next story.